"Sir, step out of the vehicle," Officer Connors shouted, his tone thick with disdain. 73-year-old Mr. Elijah Brooks barely had time to ask why before he was slammed against the hood of his own car. The crowd gasped, not at the arrest, but at what they saw, the officer discreetly slipping a small packet into Elijah's coat pocket. He thought no one noticed, but he didn't know Elijah wasn't just any elderly black man. It was a quiet Tuesday in Charlotte. The sky was clear. Traffic light. Elijah, a retired biology teacher and decorated Marine, was heading home after visiting his daughter's family. He always wore his vintage newsboy cap, used a carved cane, and drove his classic blue Cadillac with pride. But to Officer Connors, Elijah was just another suspicious black man. Connors had been eyeing him from the corner of the gas station for a while. As Elijah pulled out, the red and blue lights flashed. "License and registration," Connors demanded. Elijah handed them over calmly. But Connors had already made up his mind. "You mind stepping out of the vehicle?" he asked, already opening the door himself. As Elijah leaned on the car, Connors reached into his coat and subtly planted a small plastic bag. "You're under arrest for narcotics possession," Connors declared coldly. "What? That's not mine," Elijah shouted. People nearby turned to look. One woman pulled out her phone and hit record. Connors faced the crowd. "This man is dangerous. Step back." But the woman didn't budge. "No, you step back. We saw what you did," she snapped. Elijah's eyes welled up, not with fear, but fury. He had lived through Jim Crow, marched with his community, and taught generations about justice. Now, at 73, this was how the system treated him? Connors roughly cuffed Elijah and forced him to his knees. "Do you know who I am?" Elijah asked, voice trembling. "Oh, I know exactly what you are," Connors whispered. He wasn't talking about guilt. He was talking about race. As Connors pushed Elijah into the back seat, he smirked. "You'll rot in jail. Say goodbye to your clean record, old man." That night, Elijah sat silently in a cold holding cell. Then, a voice rang from the hallway. "Elijah Brooks? You got a lawyer." The guard smiled. "And not just any lawyer. He says you taught a biology in 1996. Enter Andre Jameson, once a quiet teen in Elijah's classroom, now one of Charlotte's most respected civil rights attorneys." When Andre saw the arrest video going viral, he dropped everything. He didn't see a criminal. He saw his mentor, the man who once paid for his lunch every day during a tough school year. Andre drove straight to the jail. "You're not staying in here another night, Mr. Brooks. Not if I've got anything to say about it." The next day in court, Connors strutted in, chewing gum behind mirrored sunglasses. The prosecutor began. "Officer Connors described the arrest. I pulled him over for erratic driving. Found drugs in his coat pocket," Connors replied smugly. Andre rose. "Did you see him put the drugs there?" Connors grinned. "Didn't need to. They were right there." Andre didn't flinch. "Your Honor, we'd like to submit Exhibit A, bystander video footage of the arrest." The courtroom hushed. The video played on screen, clear as day. Connors slipping the packet into Elijah's pocket. Gasps erupted. "That's fake. Edited." Connors barked, jumping up. Andre stayed calm, then explained why we have 3 separate angles, including one from the store's security camera. Connors froze. His face turned ghost white. The judge slammed the gavel. "Officer Connors, you are now under investigation for evidence tampering, unlawful arrest, and civil rights violations." Connors stammered, but it was too late. He was let out in handcuffs. Elijah sat quietly. No fist pumps, no cheers, just a steady gaze, like a man who'd waited too long for this moment. After the trial, reporters swarmed him. "How do you feel, Mr. Brooks?" Elijah looked into the camera. "I've been fighting since '68. I won't stop now. But this time, I didn't fight alone." Behind him stood Andre and the people who filmed everything. A community that refused to stay silent. Within weeks, Connors was fired and criminally charged. The department issued a formal apology. Elijah filed a civil suit and won $3.8 million in damages. But he didn't keep it all. He launched the Brooks Foundation for Justice, a nonprofit offering legal defense for falsely accused black seniors. At the ribbon cutting, surrounded by young attorneys and former students, Elijah spoke. Never believe you're too small to speak truth. Never believe you're too old to rise. And never, ever let hate win. The crowd stood and clapped. Tears flowed. One teen leaned over and whispered, "That's Mr. Brooks, a real legend." If this story moved you, drop a comment. What would you have done if you saw what happened to him?